I titled the video "The Concept of God is Flawed." And you know, after making that video, I feel like if any of my family members, close relatives, or friends sees it, they would text me and say, "Oh, are you okay? Is anything wrong with you?" And it will only be from a very shallow and mundane point of view. And I'm not saying they are shallow, I'm just saying that they will never really do the critical justice to listen to what I've said. And at the end of the day, if I ask them questions about God or humanity, they will tell me that his ways are not our ways, or they will tell me something about how we cannot fathom the understanding and the workings of the spirits or the spiritual realm or God Himself, and that we have to just listen to God and follow in His directions and His hot use. Vague answers that is being propagated over the years and perpetuated to mostly the black man, because the only race that is intoxicated by the Christian God is the African race. The Chinese are also intoxicated by the Christian God, but most of them still practice their religion. But I guess most Indians also practice Hindu, but I'm guessing their Hindu God isn't that strong for the British Empire to come and kill over 100 million of them. And I'm not fighting your gods, I'm just a mortal man. Please don't come for me. I'm only asking you for once. I'm not insulting you, but for once in your life, use the brain in your head and think. Because the only reason why you would be fighting me is because your ancestors were not one of the ones that were obliterated. Because trust me, there were lots of generations that ceased to exist because of this old colonialism and massacre. Now ask yourself this: if one of your ancestors has been obliterated, would you say the same thing that, oh, his ways are not our ways? If you could talk as a person whose entire lineage was wiped out, would you say the same thing? Do not be a hypocrite. Do not be selfish and do not be self centered. Because the only reason why you will say that is your selfishness. After all, your lineage wasn't wiped out. And that is why most people from third world countries will be slaves to people in the first world countries, because fundamentally speaking, the selfishness in us is quite high. Because as long as you and your family members are not living in your homeland and you have things coming for you easily, then the entire country that you originate from can be damned. And that is a very myopic way of thinking, and that is what will keep your offspring slaves to whatever country you find yourself in, including myself. Because if I have my own offspring here, they will be slaves to the system in this country, and that is the truth. If I have them in Nigeria, they might not be slaves to the system in Nigeria, but they will be slaves to the system in the globe, which is being ruled or controlled by the United States of America. And then, because of its possessions in my country and its effects in my country, they will be slaves to that same system. So you see, I was going to say there is no escape, but there really is no escape. Or maybe there is escape, or my brain cannot fathom it. But then every empire is doomed to fall. But I don't think so, because it's The Roman Empire that propagated itself and merged over time with different civilizations and became the British Empire. British Empire became America, and America is still ruling the world because the people that have been ruling the world for a long time have been Caucasians. Genghis Khan did some stuff, but it's not as sophisticated and elaborate as the Caucasians. So do with this information whatever you want. And I need to get a haircut and to not have high backs so that you wouldn't think my rants are the rants of a madman. No, they are not. They're just the rants of a person that is intellectually inclined to use his brain. I like to use my brain. Use your brain. And when you are using your brain, do not think about the self. Look at things from an ego point of view. Because although I am using my brain right now, I'm still sure there's a bigger picture that I am unable to see and even fathom. But from this point of view that I'm at, as long as the white man is ruling the planet, I am going to be a slave to his systems because his systems are so rooted in every culture, tradition, and bro, the white man is so smart. I am speaking English. I need to speak English for you to even watch this video in the first place. Do you already know how that is fucked up and that's crazy? But it's also intelligent because for me to even make content in the first place that another human being can dissect, I need to speak the white man's language. Now, you think the people that created language that you need to fundamentally speak would not create a religion to also create a form of social structure to your thinking? And there is this white man too, which is Friedrich Nietzsche, that said that religion is just a philosophy of the past. With time, it's going to go into extinction because when humans start to think, they realize that the concept of religion makes absolutely no sense. And yes, the only people taking religions right now are Africans, and fundamentally speaking, Africans are quite stupid. And I am African, but someone needs to tell the bitter truth. But most people like to be lied to, so yeah. I could go on and on, but I have a tutorial by 5 p.m. and I need to compile the training materials for my students. So do with this information what you would want. Do not come for me. And if you come for me, I will read your comments because I like to learn. But if your comment makes no sense or you're just insulting me, delete. I don't have time to argue with you. This is my page. You don't like it? Bugger off. But I'm not fighting you. Like, it's no bad blood. I'm a cool person. I'm a cool soul. I'm just chilling, bro. And you know, in the UK, they are even against the freedom of speech. Crazy.